Hi everybody, Joe Griffey here, and welcome to my latest Topps Project 2020 video. There is a reason I'm down here. I am very excited about this video today. It's been a couple of weeks since I've released one, and I let the mail accumulate, and I'm out of my bubble, and I have this. Don't fall, don't fall. Look at that. Holy cow. 13 boxes. 13, uh-oh, crushing something there. And I don't think any of them are times 10, so I'm thinking it's 2 cards per box, maybe 3 in some cases because I backed off of times 5 at 1.2. So let's just jump right in. I say that and then I remember I want to share 2 things with you. One, in a previous video I mentioned twinsjake.com, that he was selling cards below Topps retail. He has stopped participating in Project 2020, so that's no longer valid. And the website project2020.com, I believe project is abbreviated PRJT2020.com. They were keeping track of the values of these cards, but they have stopped because the market is fluctuating too much and it was just too hard to keep up. So those are the 2 bits of news I'd like to share with you. As far as bubble cards value, they're still low, they're still suppressed, people are still fire sailing them. The newer cards are finally getting in hand, and the prices are close to retail if you bought the in bulk, like $15 to $18. I've seen some of the newer cards selling for that. Some are less. So there's still some deals out there if you haven't jumped in yet, so you can grab the last 30 or so at retail or a little less in most cases. Now, let's go into these. I think I'm going to keep this video to about 20 minutes, so it may be split up into a couple of videos to get through all this stuff. I don't recall what's in these. Again, I have not cross-referenced the tracking numbers, and frankly, I don't remember the cards either. It's been so long. So we're both going to be surprised here. And I don't want to cut myself. By the way, I'm at a new location. I thought it would be more fun to do it up here. I am partners in an arcade called Mr. Pixel's Classic Arcade here in Houston. Look us up. I'll put the address on the screen or in the description. If you're in Houston, come by and say hi. It's a free play arcade. You pay to get in and all the games are free, no quarters necessary, no swipe cards, none of that. And we were shut down for 3 months during the pandemic, and we were allowed to open, and things are actually picking up. But back to the cards. Invoice is right on top. I like to be surprised at what I see, but I opened it right up to the invoice. So what I've got here, this is an odd combination, but I do remember it now. This is going to be 7 Ermsy George Bretts and 2 Fucci McGuires. You see the invoice there? What I recall doing is, if I recall correctly, I bought 2 2-packs, and then the Brett card really started to grow on me, so I grabbed a 5-pack. I don't recall the print run offhand, but of course I will look that up and add it to the screen. And these are cards number 133 and 134 for those keeping track at home. Let's take a look at what I got. Centering wise. Again, I'll open these until I have one of each, and then I will open the rest off camera. And if there's anything to report back, good or bad, chances are I will add it to the top of the next video. See what we got here. McGuire. trying to get as little reflection as possible for you to enjoy this. How's that? There's probably still a little bit of reflection. I didn't quit the bulk purchases cold turkey. And at this point, I was still buying at least one of each. I was going after every card. So this whole collection here, all these boxes are probably consecutive numbers once I get to opening them. So let me see this for centering. Oh, not bad. It's not perfect. But as I've said before, if this were the only one I got, this would be acceptable for my personal collection. Great. I'm going to go to the other end of the box and hope this is a Brett. I don't want to bore you as I open every single one of these. Whoa. Brett. I like this card. I really like the Ermsy has great colors, color selection, color palette, but I also really liked the border being included in this. Hopefully that's not too reflective. And I go back and forth with Ermsy, and that centering's pretty good too. I'd say 55-45, acceptable for my personal collection, if that's the best it is. As a reminder, I am going after the Robinsons and the Tyson Becks, but I have not stuck to that completely. Oh, and George Brett's, although I did miss the Don C. George Brett. That was the only Don C. I missed, and I just hesitated. I just got busy and distracted. But what did I buy this last week? I bought the Cal Ripken Ermsy, and I didn't bring my notes up here with me. I think I only bought 3 out of the 10 offered last week. It was the Ripken Ermsy and the Don C. Jackie Robinson, which he outsourced to another artist named Fade. So I bought one of those, and I bought the other card with it, I think it's the Rochester Roberto Clemente. I was just expecting that to be a low print run because I didn't really care for the card. I think it was over 4,000. So I broke my rule there, but I only bought one of each of those. I bought 5 of the Ripkins. And I don't think I bought anything else. I have not bought anything this week. It's Tuesday, and I haven't bought anything yet. I don't think I'm buying Mondays or Tuesdays cards. I'm anxious to see what comes out tomorrow. That may change my mind. If I buy one of tomorrow's cards, I may break down and buy one of the others. But I'm not buying a ×5 of anything that's available today or yesterday. Concentrating so I don't stab myself. Looking at the time. I don't know, could y'all watch a video like this for over 20 minutes? We're at 10 minutes now. At least the next one I won't have any updates. I'll go right into the opening. Okay, so that was 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards. Invoices on the side. Let's be surprised together. Starting at the front of the box. You know what? I'm getting overwhelmed with bubble wrap. I'm probably going to end up throwing out the bubble wrap from all this stuff because it's just overwhelming. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to let you see it first. I'm going to look away. I'm trying not to look at it. Try not to look at it. Now I'm going to look. Oh, it's right a little off center. Rochester, Ricky Henderson. Man, got to work on the reflection if I'm going to keep filming these here. Tilt down a little bit. That might be the best. Again, I was still buying every card, but I did cut back. Jacob Rochester is clearly very talented. He's one of the few who actually paints a portrait. And although I'm not, this one's pretty off center. Bummer. Couldn't tell the camera there, but it's off center, left and right. The cards I'm getting tired of are, this is nice, but I'm not after a complete Ricky Henderson set yet, so I'm not going to keep getting those. The cards I'm getting tired of are the ones that just look like, or mostly look like doodles with the words written on it, little notebook doodles and stuff. Those just are no longer appealing to me. Unless it's a Brett, a Robinson, and that's it. But I'm still skipping the Trouts, because there's a Trout available this week, F.Dot's Trout. I'm skipping it. It's one of the ones with the doodles. F.Dot likes the doodles, but it's going to sell well. At this point, well could be like 8,000 to 10,000. 7,000 would be even selling well, considering the bubble and where everything's dropped now. We've had a couple of sub 3,000 print runs, and people in the Facebook group that I like to follow are still bickering about future value of this stuff. No one can tell. And when the lower print runs get in hand, that's when we're going to see, start to get an idea if they're going to hold their value or increase or decrease. But FOMO is real. Okay, Bob Gibson. A little off center, but if it were the only one I bought, it would be acceptable for my personal collection. If I'm holding it at an angle down a little bit to avoid the light reflection. See how much of that we can bear. Too much if I go that way. Nice looking card, but I'm not trying to finish a Bob Gibson set. King Saladin. That's one of his nicer cards, and I like that the border's not white. And he has a hint of the doodle style, but it's not overbearing like some of the others. And overbearing's quite an exaggeration. So there's that. Was that both sides? Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Now let's look at the invoice. Yep, 5 and 5. So I'll put this aside and go through it after I'm done. We're at 15 minutes. I'm going to get at least one more box in on this video, and then I'll look at the time again. I may call it a night after this part and finish the rest tomorrow. All right, this one's pretty light, and they filled it with paper too. So I don't know, this is certainly less than 10, which is exciting because that means I didn't spend a lot of money this time. Invoice, putting that aside. Let's count the cards. 5. Look at that. A small order, and I feel great about it. I am excited again about these because I was able to cut myself off and stop being a sucker for so many. That doesn't mean I regret buying the cards. That just means I regret buying so many. Some of the ones in the bubble are really good looking cards. We just threw our money away. If you bought to flip. If you bought for your personal collection, for yourself, yeah, you'd be happy you only bought 1 or 2. Oh, okay, here's the Griffey. Oldmanalan Griffey. I've seen a lot of these get posted, pictures of these getting posted on Facebook way off center. But again, if this were the only one I bought, and it may be, I don't know what else is in there, that would be acceptable to me for my personal collection. I would not be upset about the centering for that. This was a good looking card. Now this is, I like Oldmanalan, which I missed one of his last week, and it was a very low print run, and I mentioned it in the video, so I'm gonna have to chase that one down when people get them in hand. I'm hoping to trade, or at least sell for, and be able to buy one with the proceeds from whatever I sell. One card for one card. I don't want to sell like 5 to get one unless I start unloading my bubble cards. But I like this. I like this one a lot. Sure, it's just a Photoshop thing. I think he added, one of them he added the cap, and I think this might be the one where he added the cap, but that feels like a baseball card, and that's what I like. The ones in this set that feel and look like baseball cards I really like. And Oldmanalan is really the main one doing that. Tyson Becks are fun and pretty close, but this feels like a genuine, like this could have been released as a mainstay base set. Regular release, you know what I'm saying. 17 minutes, 18 minutes. This is going to be the last one for this video. I'm not going to look. Looking away, looking away. Another Griffey. Let's look at the centering real quick. Not perfect, but still pretty good. Pretty good. There's a lot of reflection. I got to work on that. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'll make adjustments before I do my second video of this bunch. Are these all Griffeys? So there's 5. I just jumped to the invoice. Okay, no invoice in this one. So this is going to be 5 Griffeys. I know I ordered 5 of these. So I will put this aside. And if it's not, of course, I can add it to the next video. Is this the invoice? Yes. 5 Griffeys. Boom. Okay, done with that box. One order with only 5 cards of one player. We're out of the bubble. That's so exciting. The question is, will there be another bubble? I also collect video games, and with the older stuff, the video games at the end of a console's run tend to be much more expensive and collectible than the rest of the run, even if the game's bad, because as a console's life ended, they made fewer games towards the end of the run for obvious reasons, because people weren't buying them anymore. So the games at the tail end of a console's lifespan can be valuable simply because there's so few. Don't know if that translates, and if people catch the wave towards the end and the print runs of these things go up at the end, that theory does not apply. But if the print runs continue to drop and people lose steam at the end, those last cards could be really low in numbers. I personally would like to see this stuff gain value. I would like to see the bubble cards come back, as many people would. We're right at 20 minutes. Tell you what, I'm going to stop this video here, and I may come back later and do one tonight. I will definitely come back tomorrow and do another video. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment below, let me know what you're buying, what your favorite artists are, what your favorite players in the Project 2020 are. But I tell you what, I'm kind of jazzed right now because I still got a lot to go through, and some of these cards that I just opened are really good. Really, really good. The Brett, the Griffey, I know a lot of people think this is bland and just a Photoshop job, but it's a different take on a rookie card, and that's my impression of what the set was about. And that's why I like this, because it could be another rookie card, as long that's a photo from 88 or 89. Damn, that could be another rookie card. All right, and the Ermsys are just really fun, really, really fun. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and check back in a day or two for my next video of this batch. Bye.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball